Ever felt that itch? That pull to a place whispered about, a name that echoes with a certain mystique? Maybe it's a ghost town, a historical landmark, or just a spot on a map that sparks your curiosity. Today, we're chasing that itch, that geographical curiosity, and we're asking a simple, yet surprisingly complex question: how far is Roger Bank from Fayetteville? Now, before we dive into miles and minutes, let's unpack this. Roger Bank. It's not a place you'll find on your standard road atlas. It's not a bustling metropolis or even a quiet town square. It's a bit of a historical enigma, wrapped in local lore, and sprinkled with a dash of geographical confusion. Fayetteville, on the other hand, is a known quantity. A vibrant city in North Carolina, home to Fort Liberty, rich in history, and a hub for the surrounding region. So, why are we connecting these two seemingly disparate points? Because, as it turns out, the answer to our initial question isn't just about distance. It's about history, changing landscapes, and the way our understanding of place evolves over time. Think about it. We use distance as a measure of separation, a way to quantify the space between 2 points. But what happens when one of those points isn't fixed? What happens when it's shifted, submerged, or even just faded from common memory? That's the challenge we face with Roger Bank. To understand this, we need to rewind. Back to a time when rivers were the highways of commerce, when settlements sprang up along their banks, and when the landscape was shaped by the natural forces of water and time. Roger Bank, as historical records suggest, was a landing point, a place where river traffic would stop, load, and unload. It was a vital link in the chain of trade and transportation. But where exactly was it? That's where the mystery deepens. Historical maps place it along the Cape Fear River, somewhere downstream from Fayetteville. But the river, as we know, is a dynamic entity. It meanders, it floods, it changes its course over centuries. And with those changes, the landscape around it shifts as well. So, when we ask how far Roger Bank is from Fayetteville, we're not just asking about a fixed point on a map. We're asking about a point that may no longer exist in the same way it once did. We're asking about a point that may be submerged beneath the river, eroded by time, or simply lost to the shifting sands of history. Now, let's get practical. How do we approach this geographical puzzle? We start with the historical records. Old maps, land deeds, and local histories provide clues. They tell us that Roger Bank was a known landmark in the 18th and 19th centuries. They place it in the vicinity of the Cape Fear River, downstream from Fayetteville. But pinpointing its exact location is a challenge. The river has changed its course, and many of the landmarks that would have been used for navigation in the past are no longer visible. We need to rely on a combination of historical research and modern technology. Geographic Information Systems, GIS, can help us overlay historical maps onto modern satellite imagery. This allows us to see how the landscape has changed over time and to identify potential locations for Roger Bank. We can also use LiDAR, a technology that uses lasers to map the terrain, to reveal features that may be hidden beneath the surface. And then there's the local knowledge. The stories passed down through generations, the memories of those who have lived along the river for decades. These stories can provide invaluable insights into the location of Roger Bank. They can tell us about old river crossings, forgotten landing points, and the way the river has changed over time. So, what have we found? While we can't give you an exact mileage marker, we can paint a picture of where Roger Bank likely was. Based on historical records and modern analysis, it was likely located several miles downstream from Fayetteville, along the Cape Fear River. The exact distance would have varied depending on the specific location of the landing point and the course of the river at the time. But the real answer, the one that resonates beyond mere numbers, is that the distance between Fayetteville and Roger Bank is more than just a measurement. It's a journey through time, an exploration of history, and a testament to the dynamic nature of our landscape. It's a reminder that places change, that memories fade, and that the stories we tell about our past are just as important as the physical locations they describe. Roger Bank may not be a place you can visit today, but its story continues to echo through the landscape, a reminder of the people and events that shaped the region. And that's the beauty of exploring these geographical curiosities. It's not just about finding the answer. It's about the journey, the process of discovery, and the insights we gain along the way. It's about connecting with the past, understanding the present, and appreciating the ever-changing nature of our world. So, next time you look at a map, don't just see lines and labels. Look deeper. Look for the stories, the mysteries, the hidden histories that lie beneath the surface. Because sometimes, the most interesting destinations are the ones that are lost to time. And as for Roger Bank, it remains a whisper in the wind, a memory carried on the currents of the Cape Fear River. A reminder that the distance between places isn't always measured in miles, but in the stories we tell and the landscapes we remember. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.